Hello and welcome to Into the Fog, where we delve into the infinite horror of the entity's realm in search of new additions to the unofficial horror Hall of Fame. Many a killer inside this realm is familiar with the paranormal, the supernatural turned predator, or undead turned vengeful, with many such cases being the latter. Unstoppable killing machines willing to do anything to meet their goals, and none are quite as well known as our first subject of today. Born in a cursed day, he was left alone to die, while they ignored him and let him drown. Now he enacts his vengeance on all those his mother's voice deems suitable. Introducing Jason Voorhees, or as the survivors now know him, the Slasher. Jason's power is Kill for Mother. Pressing the power button, Jason vanishes into a cloud of mist, becoming undetectable and invisible for up to 4 seconds. While vanished, Jason moves 6% faster and leaves behind footfalls visible to survivors. After 4 seconds, or when Jason presses the power button again, Jason emerges from a mist cloud, having a brief buffer window where he cannot attack. Mistwalker has a cooldown of 12 seconds, and takes longer to exit if Jason exited within close proximity to a hooked survivor. Special ability, Rampage. From the start of the trial, Jason slowly gains charge to his secondary power, Rage, progressing at 0.5 charges per second. Upon meeting the following conditions, Jason gains an additional Rage charge. Performing a break action, 5 points are gained. Hitting a survivor with your weapon, 5 points are gained. Hooking a survivor, 15 points are gained. Downing a survivor holding Mother, 30 points are gained. At 80 charges, Rage reaches maximum progress and Jason can activate Rampage. During Rampage, you gain an increase to your attack recovery speed, your break action speed, your lunge distance, and terror radius for up to 60 seconds. Also during Rampage, Mistwalker is replaced with Unstoppable. Performing Unstoppable grants Jason Endurance for 1 second, making any stun during this period be reduced by 70%. Unstoppable causes a 30% hinder for 2 seconds on activation, and costs 30 points to the Rage meter. Mother's Head. At the start of the trial, Mother spawns into the trial grounds, being placed onto one of 4 shrines, Jason seeing her aura at all times in white. Survivors can see the aura of shrines within 48 meters, and can pick up Mother as a special item, causing them to suffer incapacitated and be revealed to Jason while within 15 meters. If the survivor makes it to a targeted shrine, they can place Mother's head onto it, which instantly causes Jason's rage to be decreased by 20 points, and instantly ending Rampage if active. If the survivor enters the dying state before then, Jason picks up Mother's head instantly. Whenever Jason picks up Mother, she is moved to the nearest shrine. If she is already at a shrine, she moves to the next one clockwise. Mother cannot be dropped by a survivor, or target the same shrine within the last 2 pickup locations. Jason comes with a range of add-ons, including the iridescent machete, a gift from the entity, and his mother's sweater, both of which are in the visceral category. Jason comes with 3 teachable perks. Catching them off guard disorientates your prey, with Jason's first perk, Startle. Entering chase with a survivor causes them to suffer the Staggered stats effect for 5 seconds. Staggered causes players to sway from side to side, similar to a killer when carrying a survivor. This effect has a 60, 50, or 40 second cooldown, depending on the perk's rarity. Your wrath knows no bounds, empowering you with inhuman strength, with Jason's second perk, Enraged Pace. After being stunned, this perk activates for 10, 15, or 20 seconds, depending on the perk's rarity. Any pallet or breakable wall you perform a break action to is broken 40% faster, and you gain 5% haste for 2 seconds afterwards. You hit hard and heavy, leaving your victims helpless to prevent further damage, with Jason's third and final perk, Gushing Wounds. Healthy survivors who take protection hits suffer a deep wound. Mending actions take 2, 4, or 6% longer inside your terror radius, and have healing skill checks without great zones, even outside of your terror radius. Jason brings with him a new map, Camp Crystal Lake, part of the Red Forest realm. The centerpiece of the map is the lake itself, having a section capable of being traversed through, however causing a large hindrance to players. Supernatural zombies take many forms, with few manifesting not as flesh but something beyond that, existing as legend, as myth, and of story. Do you dare say his name? Introducing into the fog from Cabrini Green, the Candyman. The Candyman's power is urban legend. At the start of the trial, 7 mirrors can be found, placed through the trial, or are visible to the Candyman at all times. Holding the power button charges teleport, allows you to select a mirror. Pressing the ability button, you teleport to the mirror, moving toward it at a rapid speed before emerging from within it. This puts urban legend on a 20-second cooldown. Special attack, Violent Swarm. Holding the power button and pressing attack, you release on a selected location within 16 meters a 4-meter radius swarm of bees for 8 seconds. Bees swarm the first survivor they contact and swarms them for a brief duration with a 6% hinder, 2-second interaction block, and reveals them with Killer Instinct. Bees can be removed early by entering a locker. Violent Swarm has a cooldown of 8 seconds. Swarms cannot overlap and do not affect already swarmed survivors. Special status, Belief. Survivors witnessing the Candyman accumulate belief. Witnessing the Candyman perform certain actions grants more belief. Belief fills up and causes survivors to gain in tiers, affecting how the Candyman affects them. Tier 0, where survivors start the trial. No terror radius, only a 20-meter lullaby is perceived, and the Candyman can only be seen within 16 meters. Swarms last for 4 seconds. Tier 1, 18-meter terror radius and can only be seen within 24 meters. Swarms last 5 seconds. Tier 2, 24-meter terror radius and seen within 32 meters. Swarms last for 6 seconds. Tier 3, 32-meter terror radius and seen rangeless. Swarms last 7 seconds, and now injuring that survivor while swarmed afflicts broken for 45 seconds. Survivors at any belief stage can try and remove belief by performing a Say My Name interaction with a mirror. Doing so reveals them with Killer Instinct. If completed, they decrease their belief by 1 tier, and the mirror they used becomes disabled to the Candyman for 20 seconds. If it is interrupted by the Candyman via a teleport or attack, the survivor gains a tier of belief. If already at maximum, they instead become swarmed. Special ability, Be My Victim. Charging passively, the Candyman slowly gains progress towards this ability. After 120 seconds, it's ready, and pressing the ability button, you change who the obsession is to the survivor with the least belief at that current moment. Revealing the new obsession with Killer Instincts briefly. If the obsession dies, this ability is automatically triggered, even when off cooldown, simply resetting the current one. The obsession gains belief significantly slower. It cannot perform a Say My Name action. The obsession has the perception benefits of Tier 3, but upon reaching maximum belief, and their final hook stage, they suffer exposed, and the Candyman can kill them by his own hand. Additionally, all animations involving the obsession are altered, being more romantic as a passive bonus. The Candyman comes with a range of add-ons, including a portrait of Caroline and an iridescent hive, a gift from the entity representing the many faces the Candyman has taken, both of visceral rarity. The Candyman has 3 teachable perks. Your legend goes beyond your physical presence, with his first perk, Scourge Hook, Farewell to Flesh. At the start of the trial, up to 4 random hooks become Scourge Hooks. Their aura is revealed to you in white. When a survivor is unhooked, the rescuer has a 24-meter terror radius emit from them, and you see the aura of all survivors inside it for 40, 50, or 60 seconds, depending on the perk's rarity. You form a twisted connection with your obsession, making their allies no longer trust them. With the Candyman's second perk, Deranged Partnership. Survivors performing repair or heal actions with the obsession are 20% slower. Whenever your obsession escapes chase, you see the aura of the closest non-obsession survivor for 2, 4, or 6 seconds, depending on the perk's rarity. Once you make your presence known, their fate has already been set in stone. With the Candyman's third and final perk, Inescapable Fate. Making a non-obsession survivor injured from healthy grants you a token, up to 6, 7, or 8, depending on the perk's rarity. Each token decreases the injured speed boost of a survivor by 5%. You lose 2 tokens upon injuring the obsession. Many survivors have been able to fend off the undead, in its many forms and origins, some of which have found themselves enveloped in the fog eventually. A survivor in this grouping stands out, however. Not a survivalist or accidental victim, but someone who at first just wanted to get the next big story. Introducing Into the Fog, Frank West. Frank West comes with 3 teachable perks. You try not to leave people behind, risking yourself to meet that goal, with Frank's first perk, Good Samaritan. When a survivor is in the dying state, you can perform the carry action, placing them on your shoulders. While carrying, you suffer 12, 10, or an 8% hindered, depending on the perk's rarity, and by interacting, you drop the survivor and begin healing them immediately. It's important for a journalist to document the chaos, with Frank's second perk, Snapshot. While in chase and shining your flashlight on the killer, you reveal their aura to all survivors. Upon blinding the killer, their aura is revealed to all survivors for 4, 5, or 6 seconds, depending on the perk's rarity. Using what scarce supplies you have, you cobble together useful tools, with Frank's third and final perk, Makeshift Weaponry. You see the aura of wooden scrap piles left behind by broken pallets and breakable doors, this perk granting you the ability to gather these scraps to gain a token. While holding a depleted item, you can enter a locker and press ability button 2 to spend 3 tokens, transforming it into an equivalent rarity flashlight with 80, 90, or 100% of its charges. The flashlight comes with a random add-on. Makeshift weaponry cannot be used on a flashlight. Frank brings with him the Parkview Mall, part of the Williamette realm, brand new to the entity's acquisitions. A large, sprawling mall map with 2 floors and an open center. Zombies take many forms. In a large amount of realities, it's a virus or infection, something unnatural taking over people and removing what they were. But in one reality, it's not unnatural. Aside from its enhancement, it exists in our world today, friend. So I best warn you, if you hear the clicking, then I know just who you'd want by your side. Introducing Into the Fog, Ellie Williams. Ellie comes with 3 unique perks. You survive far worse, pulling yourself together even when in much more dire situations, with Ellie's first perk, Endure and Survive. While injured or in the dying state, you take 2, 3, or 4 less charges to be healed or recover from the dying state, depending on the perk's rarity. Grants you, once per trial, the ability to fully recover from the dying state by yourself. When resources are at a low, you cobble together what you can, with Ellie's second perk, Salvager. Upon fully depleting an item, this perk activates. After unlocking or rummaging a chest, recharges 50% of your held items' missing charges. You gain a token up to a maximum of 7, 6, or 5, depending on the perk's rarity. Each token decreases the recharge amount by 5%. This perk then deactivates. You're used to attentive hunters, and know how to mislead them from your trail. With Ellie's third and final perk, Improvised Distraction. Upon being chased for 60, 50, or 40 seconds, depending on the perk's rarity, this perk activates. Press ability button 2 while crouched and moving. You throw dirt to generate a fake trail of scratch marks in that direction, hiding your own scratch marks for 8 seconds and deactivating this perk. All previously talked about characters come with a range of outfits, from killers taking on other iconic appearances, to survivors becoming friends of theirs, such as Chuck Green and Joel. So, that concludes our longer than usual jaunt through the fog this time. I hope you enjoyed. I may have heard someone laugh at one point, but who knows, it could have been canned laughter. I shall see you when I see you. Goodbye.